So check out these cute pinwheel cards. The fun of folding the little tucked corners, all with a sheet of 6x6 paper. This is going to be another really quick and easy way to use up your paper.
Tim is hiding behind
And look
a
at
cow.
Tim's. Isn't that a perfect card for Tim? Look at that adorable
is.
cow. I think this is so fun. And on purpose, this one is really flattened. This one is a little more loosely done, so you can make choices. So this is what we're going to be doing today. Yes, it is a cold Minnesota here, but we have no snow. All you people in the middle region that have lots of snow.
Last week.
So we have a beautiful travel day. This is going to be a little shorter maybe than usual. We're heading out right after this, and we're going to spend a little time with Holly tomorrow. And then we're going to Pekin, Illinois, and we're going to see a bunch of you there. And there, you can still come if we run out of make and takes. There's that, but we'd still love to meet you. We're going to be there on Saturday, and we're doing open house with Marilyn Durbin from 1 to 4 in the afternoon in Pekin. So very fun. This morning was the end of our creativity kickstart that Holly and I do, and it was a blast. We're going to view on that. And I put a link below. You can still go watch the replays. We did 3 days of really fun things. So I'm feeling my voice because I've been on live a lot. So, okay, Kathy said she can't wait to see this. She loves the way it looks. It's wonderful. And let's see. The only announcements are there is a new host code. And you'll always find it on my website or on my Facebook page. And feel free to call me if you have any questions. And it's celebration. So I'll be doing a couple videos about the things that you can get and all that. But first I have to do this little trip. So just wait for that. And of course, the starter kit is amazing. You get all this extra stuff. So feel free to call me. One of the choices is to choose 2 packs of markers and then a stamp set comes with it. All extra. And the other is to get $30 free. But today we're just focused on the fun of doing this card. I think that's it. So let's just dive right in. You ready, Tim?
I'm ready.
That means he's going to shove over to his chair because that's how he really gets ready. Okay, see, we'll do the slide and we're going to look at this. And what I think is really fun about this, there is only one important measurement to remember. 1 3/8. If we've got that, we've got it down. So why don't you open that card? Milk it for all it's worth. This is so, and see this little head even just kind of has that as a tuck in. Do you see? It's kind of like opening a box, like how a box would open, but the inside is left blank. It is like doing a box, but the inside is left blank. Isn't that just adorable?
It is very adorable.
So you could write a message down here. You can write a message wherever. Now you have to tuck them under. Let's see if you can close up a box.
This is really kind of a challenge because it's.
That one has the little tucks. You can do these however you like.
I know it.
Thanks. Kathy says have a safe trip and lots of fun. Oh, and Connie says the last 3 days with Creativity Kickstart was a lot of fun card ideas. So, a whole bunch of you are saying that's wonderful. That is,
You do.
okay. So it's just like a box.
I'm just bending it.
Oh, it's because we only want it to go under there.
Oh.
You're making it harder. That's the only part that bends. And then it's just like a box you tuck in.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be much easier. But
I
look
should
at this.
pay attention.
Popping up to say hi. So we're just going to move this up. Isn't that just cute? I think all fun. So we're just da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay.
Okay, do you want help?
Yeah, I know. Now I need help because I started the wrong way. I need to go that way. So I end with a tuck in. It's the same thing in the box. If you've ever done a box the wrong way and then you're left with the wrong flap. So how fun. So to get started on this, we just need, so I always start on the supply list. If you're on my newsletter list, you get the supplies each week. And in the supplies, I always just put the simplest form. We know we can always step up and we can add to that. And so I'll often show things like that.
Can we guess 1 3/8 or are we going to measure it?
We're going to measure 1 3/8. So this is 6. This is, I'll show you the card we're going to make. This is the card we're going to make. So this one is no inside. If you look at that, isn't that cute? This is just what we're going to make. This is all the supplies that you need. I just think it's fun because it's just kind of looks like that one is open too.
So are you saying that the other ones had a square?
Yeah, I just put a square in.
Okay.
Okay, here's another one. Here's a little sneak peek. You see, then we can just add something. Isn't this adorable? Anyway, we'll get to that one. We'll ignore the phone. And I am available, so still call me if you want help with anything. When I'm traveling, so it's all good. And this is a short trip, so we'll be back on Monday. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 3/8 right there. 1 3/8. And I'm going to keep turning, and all of them are 1 3/8.
So that's just one short of 3/4.
One short of 1 4/8. Yep. So 8ths, I don't mind doing the 8ths. When we get into 16ths, it gets a little harder.
Here, 4/8 is a half.
Right.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
less
So
than-
when you're looking at 1
I got it.
3/8, you just think of the half as being, oh, somebody really wants to reach us. They're calling both of my lines.
No, they're calling my line and your line.
And I don't think it's important, but you just want to see if it's important. And then I'll just carry on, but say we'll just call back. Okay. I think to make this easier, I'm going to go ahead and fold these just so you can see the lines better. I'm going to take all these over and fold. Okay. And then I'm going to cut out these 4 corners. Now you'll find we often are doing this when it's a box or anything else.
Our financial advisor.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That is an important call. Did you say we go?
No, it just
Okay.
quit ringing.
Okay. I to call this and cut this. I'll do these corners. You know how it is when you're trying to get out of town and you end up with all these last minute things? It's just kind of life, isn't it? So I'm going to do all the corners.
Do you think I have time to take a nap yet?
While I'm driving. And we at our age don't love to drive in the dark that much. So we really try as much as we can.
So we keep our headlights on.
Yeah, that's right. New and improved. Okay, so I've done these corners. Oh, that got a little cattywampus, but that's okay. We're not going to care. Okay, are we following so far? Thank you for sharing, Zaina. I love that. Oh, I love all the comments about Creative Kickstart. So go back and watch the replays if you haven't. You can still go sign up and do that. So does everyone?
I assume they can hear us.
Yeah, no one has said anything. Do you see how this could be a box, Jim? We could do
Yes.
this the same way. So sometimes we do box cards like this. But I just think this is so cute
And that
with
would
the
have to
switch.
still tuck in.
Yes, and that'll still tuck in. So for this, now I am going to cut each of these. I'm just going to cut from corner to corner. And you see, I'm going to put this flap down so I can go from that corner. So right in my line, I'm putting that and then this. Okay. And then I'll fold that in just to keep it out of the way, because you see how that would be in the way? I can't really cut that because that is in the way. So that's why I'm folding it. It's the only reason. And then I'm going to put those 2 parts in here. And I just keep going around. So when you're thinking of cards like this, it's kind of fun to think of what you put in the middle first, and then you kind of work from that, because we just have, small accents that are going to go in the middle. But I thought that was so fun to just look at what would fit there and then what paper will go with it. Okay, so there we are. And I'm going to tuck in the last one. And then I am going to, let's see, let's do this and kind of fold it down. Okay. Okay, so here's my thing. Now all I need next is something, my next thing. So this ends up being, I think 3 1/4. Let me measure that. Yes, this ends up being 3 1/4 inches. So this is going to be 3 1/2. And all you're going to do, you don't even need to remember this. If you remember this and make this, just measure this and go 1/4 inch bigger.
So can you just put as simple as just one part in there? Or
You sure could.
you're going to put out paper?
I'll
like
show you
this?
what I did. I took this paper. So this is, and I think heart cards are just perfect for thank yous.
Thanks.
They're sympathy, anything. Okay, I'm going
How
to put
about,
this on.
how about Valentine's Day?
Mine doesn't look totally straight. I think it's because I'm kind of rushing, but it's okay. It's not going to matter. Do you see what I do? I have my little, what I call feeder packs. So I have all of these.
Getting close to the time that I get to tell my story about getting engaged to you.
You got to wait, because otherwise they'll have to hear it twice.
Yeah.
So it's okay, because you will definitely be sharing it around. Oh, okay. You got to just kind of think about this. Karen, there's no rush. There's no rush.
Yeah. Quit being distracted by
Oh,
our
good. Cindy
engagement.
said she's getting to meet us on Saturday. I'm so excited. I love this. This paper is just so easy to work with. Now you'll notice I didn't have to put anything on the inside. So that might just be a little lonely if I had only that on the inside. But you could put just words on the inside here. But what I did was then I took these. So I have a bunch of these. And if I look at that, that's too.
Oh, too much.
Here's where I like
Too
having
similar.
a bunch. That's too
Yes.
similar. Now this one stands out. I like this one.
Yep.
It kind of goes with that paper. This,
Nope.
this could work,
I like-
or this could work. I kind of think the first one
I
or
think
this one.
that one.
That one. Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. And then we're going to pop this up. And actually, let's really make this popped up. So if you want to pop things up even higher, we can do double pop-ups.
Ooh. That's allowed?
Yeah, we'll see how it works. I haven't done it yet but on this kind of card, but I thought, oh, this might just kind of fit, because we're just playing. Okay, so if we put that in there, how cute is that? Oh, I like that. It's
Mhm.
really, I like that. So I'm going to set those aside. They'll go back in my little
Can I do this
baggie.
one?
Yes. Yes, so put wherever you want. You can put a couple on. You can do whatever you want. And you can see the base. The base is just a half sheet of cardstock here. Would you like to do 50 of these for my card swap?
No.
And then, okay, no, I just, but you see how simple this card base is. So this first one, we are just making just as simple as can be. And now this will go on here. And that is so cute. Now, I guess that should have gone down a little further, but that's okay. So you know what I'm going to do? Because I like things a little balanced.
I think just do this. Just say you.
Ooh, well, let's see how it looks at the other. I like that. Should we do that? I'm being serious. Love you.
I wasn't.
No, but okay. So we have two options to fix this. I'm trying to think how that looks, but I might just do that.
Mhm.
What I would do if I already had this done and was doing this, here's what I would do. I would move this a little to the side and I'd cut a little bit off there and a little bit off there. Make my card a little smaller so it felt balanced to me. But this is also kind of interesting going off to the side. We have lots of fun. What do you guys think of the you? Love you? Would you know that meant love you? Heart
Ooh.
you? Be heart you.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, let's go for it. No one's going to complain if they get this card from us, right?
Karen gets brownie points for agreeing with my stupid ideas.
Well, I want them to keep coming because we're all about thinking of ideas. And, when you brainstorm, they say, don't worry about whether ideas are good or not. Well, Tim doesn't have that problem. He never worries about if my ideas are good or bad. But that's how you find the good ideas. You find the gems in them. The red paper is 3.5 square. And look, I'm going to do that. And this is just going to be a very unique card. That's very unique, but I like it.
I heart you.
Could do that. But I also like heart you. Works.
Yeah.
That works for me. Okay. So now we'll do this next one, which would be this one. And this. Oh, you can move it to the bottom, stamp at the top. Vicki, look how many ways we can
Ooh.
fix a mistake. I love it. And one comment I make all the time too, a lot of layered cards didn't start that way. You just layer over a mistake and do something else. That would absolutely work and switch that. I hadn't even thought of that. So we dwell in the land of possibilities. Isn't it wonderful? And my other comment is we're always more creative together than we are separately. And it's just fun. So on this one, I've taking the mushroom paper. Now the mushroom paper is one of the free choices in Celebration. And then there's a set that goes with this that is in it's a bundle. It comes with a punch and we love our punches. This is where the words come from. And they coordinate. So just to have you know that.
It's mushroom paper in color, but there's no mushrooms on there, is there?
No, but a lot of pages do have the mushrooms. In fact, these are cut out of one of the little mushroom papers. But a lot of times papers, like even like there's fruit paper and there's mushrooms paper, but it'll be a mix. I think this is really wild. This makes me think kind of like 60s, 80s, I don't know, whatever, but kind of that retro kind of a look for something. So this is the one we'll do next. And this one we'll put in inside. So what's the magic number? Do you remember, Tim?
Just short of a half.
Okay.
1.5 minus.
So what would that be? 1 and how many eighths?
3/8.
Okay. Whoa, I just
Is
think
it?
I tore that. Yes. That I was using the wrong end. I like using my thicker end. And the thing with DSP is you have to go a little later. So hopefully it didn't tear, but that's okay. We'll live with it. This time I'm going to cut my corners out first. My scissors. I'm just going to go through and do those. And you don't have to be really exacting on these corners. If anything doesn't quite fit, you can just go back and trim it, so it all works. I'm just going to pull that one out, that extra little bit. And this one. Okay, so the question of the day is, who is making a pattern of this while we're doing, even if you don't make the card, just to bring this, to make the pattern out of paper you don't care about is always what I see. I did tear that, but we're still going to live with it.
Is this where this comes in?
Yeah, well, that was what that's the magic number.
Right.
That's the magic
I could have
number.
read it.
I know, he's looking right at it, you guys, and it's a nice big print. I really thought he was just, so it was kind of a joke asking him. Instead, he really thought about it.
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to actually not totally put this one together because I tore it. That's what I'm going to do. But okay, so we're at this point. And Kathy, it'll be fun to meet you on stage too. So I think this is so fun. Okay, so I'm going to, remember, fold this in to get it out of the way because that wouldn't work. I'm going to put the edge there and the edge here. Don't you just love things that are easy and yet striking? Someone else will look at it and think, how in the world? You must have spent hours. Well, I certainly hope not, because then I'm not giving very good directions. And so we keep going around. So it'd be easy to make a bunch of these because you would do all this part at once, all the other, or you would use different papers and make totally different things, which would also be fun. Okay. So I'm still going to do this first part, but I'm not going to actually put it on the actual card because I tore it. I will make a new one, and I don't have a new one out here. But you see how these tuck in? So now I'm going to want to put this in the middle. So if you remember, that was 3.5. So this is going to be 3. This is a 3-inch square. This ends up, when it's folded, being a 3.25-inch square, and that is why the one under it becomes a 3.5-inch square. But you can make this first, and then you just measure that inside and go, okay, what's a 1/4 inch less? So I think that's, makes this really fun. So I'm going to put this on the inside. Sure I am. Oh, here it is. Yes. My table here is so messy from all the things we've been doing this week. It's so funny. Okay. And then I'm going to put that in the middle.
I'm trying to get Karen to declutter.
I know we've been having this talk.
It's a joke.
Well, we're trying to get each other to declutter our own things.
No, I'm not trying to get you to declutter.
Oh, aren't I convincing you?
No. Well, no.
Oh.
It's one-way street.
Okay, it's a one-way street. Oh, I'm working on it. I'm going to tell you my new plan, but that's for another day. Okay, so this is what's going to go on here. And then you're going to see the base is the very same as before. And remember, I'm not going to attach this because I want to change that. But then I just want to show this. You close it up and then you add your inside. So this will go there. And then I will just add these little pieces wherever I want. So there is my little picture. And I think that is just so cute. Now, if you look at this, I just made sure the cow fit in because this could go over the top. I thought, so part of it could extend, but I'd only want a little bit to go over one edge. Otherwise it's too much to think about. But how cute is that? Okay, Pam says she's making a pattern. Oh, Vicky, I love that. Vicky Schweitzer said, then we can make a Starburst card out of all the other cutout. Yes. Oh, see, you can do a Starburst, or you can do a zigzaggy card like this. We can do, Starburst cards like, well, anyway, I have to think through it. But all these things we can do with the leftovers. So save these as a very specific thing because they totally fit. That is so fun. So then we're going to do one more. These are the 2 that I made. I love this paper. And this time we're going to layer it because it just seemed a little bland without. But this fun Storybook Friends is just so cute. And you see how we made different pictures right here. So for this, I'm taking.
So Bear Rabbit? Is that Brer Rabbit? What's that?
I don't know. Do they have a name?
And this, if that's a fairy tale, I don't know what.
Well, the Storybook Friends. So I guess it could be all kinds. I have no idea. Peter Rabbit could be anything. I think it could be all the different things. Susan says, so you don't unfold the corners of the front layer. I don't know what you're saying, but I don't think. Okay, what do you start with? 6 by 6. We love starting with 6 by 6 paper. So many of our packs are already that. And if you have a 12 by 12, you can get 4 cards. Make 4 6 by 6s. And so the Carla says she's playing along, so she'll have a sample card. And I thought with this, you know, this paper is so fun because it comes with all kinds of little, these are punch outs. So they're little die cuts. I actually trimmed around them. They had a little more white, but to get them to fit my space a little better. And then of course I looked for the smaller ones to fit, but then I thought how cute with a little fence and just a little thing like that. So to make these different, oh, so so when we open these, they're going to open like this. So you'll just see there's just a little more Storybook friends around. But isn't that cute? And then you could write anywhere where you, oh, of course, you're going to write on the inside. You don't even need to write here unless you had a little message to put there. Okay. So this paper, I'm going to do the same.
There's an inside, so yeah, that makes sense.
Uh-huh. Yeah, after you make it, you know, you send it just folded up. And you know what? If somebody took this and they didn't realize they could open up, it doesn't even matter. That's an adorable card front. You know, if you give it to them in person, you can just show them how it assembles and puts together. But I wouldn't care. That's a great card just as it is. But I think most people, like if you got this card, I think that's just kind of inviting being played with. Yep. So, you know, and I think that's fun too. So it's kind of, you know, really when you give someone a card, whatever they do with it is all good, right? So our magic number is 1 3/8. I'm going to go all the way around, and this time I'm not pressing so hard.
And you're using the fattest side.
I like using the fattest side. In general, I do because I don't tend to tear anything. And it seems easier for me to get a straight line. For me, it doesn't go off the path as easily.
With the fat one or the narrow?
With the fat one. So I like the fat one. My other trick is always to just stand up. And, you know, I'm sitting when I'm doing them here, but usually when I'm scoring, you know, if you have any trouble at all keeping it in the track, stand up. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, this is great, Karen, but can't really see what you're doing. So I think I better fold these first. You know what I said about scoring lightly? Now I'm thinking we have these squares that we could use for a card too, but it'd kind of have to be like an irregular squares because they're not perfectly cut, but I think you could do something fun with them. So let's get all this. See, I couldn't see where my cut should end. So I must do that. Now, and usually one side, like this side's much easier for me to see the fold lines than the other. Usually it is that way, that one side will be easier.
It's less cluttered.
Yes, or maybe a darker color or something, something that just makes it a little easier. Do that. And that. Okay. Now we're down to the same thing. And now we're going to cut this. Peter Cottontail. Peter. Yeah, Peter. Is that Peter Rabbit? Is that Peter Cottontail? I used to know all these kids' stories. Who still has little kids in their life, whether they're yours, grandkids, nephews, nieces, that you read storybooks to? Sometimes I think it's kind of a lost art because people do so much less reading to kids now. And I think that's so fun. So if you've got those little ones in your life, I was just looking at some of the last books, you know, that I had and thought, you know, I don't know if we need these anymore. You know, so it's just kind of a bittersweet thing as kids get older. It's every stage is wonderful.
But now we're starting out again.
And go around and whoop. See, that one went off the rails here. See, you can see I didn't have a sharp corner here, but that's okay. I can put it right back in and fix it. Don't we love that we can just figure out something anyway. Now on this one,
I think the older we get, the fewer sharp corners that we have.
We have rounded edges. So where's
Rounded
my
edges.
little, I must be too preoccupied with packing because that is weird. I don't have my inside here.
Well, no.
So what I'm going to do,
Yes.
okay. Okay, we're going to make a background. I'm going to go ahead because this is just, this is our standard cardigan, and I'm just putting this on top. So this next piece is 4 by 5 1/4. And do you want me to run get this, Tim?
Well,
You can talk about something for a moment. I'll
Okay.
be right back.
well, hello there. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. We've already talked about getting older, about having rounded edges, about getting rid of the clutter. So we're busy people.
And it's awesome. Okay, we're back. I'm using, this is that basic beige, and I just love it. And I thought with these colors, what to make, can't find anything, Tim, then it wouldn't have mattered if I went to get that. With these colors, you see how that beige just really fits well there. I should have brought the whole page out to show you all the choices. And then it would take the, okay, it must be because we're packing. Oh, you guys, thanks for bearing with us.
I think it's because you're scattered.
I am very scattered today because, okay, Tim, tell me what else I'm missing. Oh, so if you notice when I'm folding this up, this doesn't want to right bend there.
Yes,
It's because that isn't cut to the middle.
Ooh.
So you'll feel that as you go through, because see, now it'll work. Now when I fold, oh, I haven't made this many mistakes in a long time. No comments, Tim.
It was yesterday, wasn't it?
No comments. So we have this part ready. Okay,
that's
and
the
here's my
same
little
color?
guide. It's a color that's in here.
No. Okay, but is this
Okay.
matching this? Because they look
Yes.
the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I'm doing this, because on the white card that we did, then see, we had that white. So it looks like you're kind of seeing through.
Yeah.
It almost looks like this is a frame and that's all
Yeah.
part of the base. Isn't that cool? That's
I
why I
like
didn't
that.
want, I had a white one on here, but I didn't want to do white because it
No.
just looks that way. And so then we're going to put this guy in the middle, and you can see I'm missing my other pecan thing here. But let's compare this. We'll finish this card without that. You know how you can make cards simpler? Or hard? That I don't mind that either. Should we just do this one like this? Let's do this one like this. We'll do it without the case, because we're just all about experimenting. And sometimes you'll find you run out of cardstock, or maybe you don't have something and you need to improvise. And sometimes that is the best thing for us, because it just kind of gets us thinking. Now, before I put this on, I would like to put on my fence to make sure I leave room for it. So I'm going to take my silicone pad. This is what I just love for this, because I can just add every
And it doesn't
few places.
stick. You can just peel it off.
Right, and it doesn't ruin my paper. I can just take anything off there quickly that's showing. It's just an easy way to do it. I can remove it when it's on. And let's see, this guy's looking this way, so that's why I kind of made that way, but I don't think it matters. But I'm going to put this right along there, because then I can see where to balance. Now this one does matter, because I want, when you open it, the characters to at least be the right side up. Okay, so it's this way. Now I will put that right there. And what I took out this time for here, I'll let you put this in the middle. I will put this on, and you can put that in the middle. And isn't that just adorable? And then this is what I was going to put on the outside down here. So again, these are all little pieces.
That's a patch of dirt.
From this. Yes. And it just kind of fits along the fence line. I think you can make so many cute cards out of this set, and it would be fun, this paper with all these pieces and all kinds of stories. You know, you could be doing this with young kids. I think it'd be fun, and be making up stories as you go along too.
And
it's just part of the charm.
I like that. A little
Yeah.
blue.
Oh, yeah. And then adding the gems. So these are the different ones. Now these are, I just love these two. I love the other two. They're the white, bright white and colorful, but I also just think these two are just so adorable. So thanks, you guys. And we will be thinking of you as we're on our trip. Let me know. And there will be there will be a template and all the directions on my blog this evening. So you can always get it there. And then it's nice to download those so you have them on hand, because this is a great idea when you so if you're thinking about making cards like this, start with what are some fun little focus points. This could also be a stamped image, and it could be you need to open it to see the rest of the stamped image. So you can take an idea and stretch it a lot further. So we want to see, this is the weekly challenge in the Back Porch Stampers. We want to see what you make with this. And then we have a drawing every week for people that participate. So thank you, everyone. Oh, a shaker card done this way would be really fun. Oh, it'd be very fun, and have the plastic and yeah. So anyway, look at all these ideas. And a bunch of you made your template, did this. Wonderful. And thank you for joining us, and see you soon.
Goodbye.